Okay, so a man desires a chaste virgin, not a woman with many partners. So men value purity and loyalty. Throughout history, men have sought wives who are loyal, committed, and reserved in their affections. A woman who has preserved herself for one man is seen as a sign of devotion, self-respect, and emotional depth. Uh, Pair bonding weakens with multiple partners. Studies suggest that women who have had multiple sexual partners struggle more with pair bonding, making long-term relationships less stable. A woman who has been with many men is statistically more likely to experience divorce, dissatisfaction, and infidelity. Sexual restraint reflects emotional and moral strength. A woman who waits for marriage or is selective in her relationships shows discipline, self control, and high personal standards. This is attractive to men who looking for a lifelong partner. Promiscuity undermines family stability. Casual relationships contribute to broken homes, single parent families, and children growing up without stable father figures. A woman who prioritizes chastity and commitment helps build a stronger foundation for marriage and family life. So modern society lies to women about sexual liberation. The push for casual sex has not empowered women. It has left them broken, lonely, and used. Instead of embracing values that lead to fulfillment, many women are deceived into thinking that a high partner count will bring happiness, when in reality it often leads to regret. So the conclusion is that a chaste, loyal woman is seen as a treasure by men seeking a serious relationship. And so the modern world tries to erase these truths, but biology, physiology, and history affirm that a man naturally values purity in his lifelong partner. I know that this is like basic stuff from like grade one, but I think we should remember this. And the thing that Dr. Dow is selling is these pills that will allow the destruction of a family. So that the man has literally no options in the Western society. I mean, there's literally no options. And I as it's not ideal, but it's a it is a very good. I mean, I'm married, and my wife, when we are just me and my children and my wife's exceedingly healthy, happy. She's exceedingly happy, and the marriage and then the family is healthy. I mean, you can see the smile in her face, the light in her eyes. And when the kids are babies, I mean, she does everything that, and she's so happy, and she's a great mother. She's a great wife, and it's not easy. Nobody said it's easy, but it's certainly fulfilling. I mean, it's certainly a fulfilling thing. And every day, we see our children smiling and growing and being happy. We read them books and give them some good food and all this stuff. That's the family is certainly not something that we should undermine. I mean, that's the most important thing for a man is to find a chaste a virgin, a chaste virgin. That means a woman that has not been, going with any man, any other man. Right? The man desires a woman that is only for him. Right, and what a treasure that would be! What an absolute treasure! Well, for me, I think it's the most important thing in the world, right? So, a man needs a wife, and the wife, if the wife has, they are, making love, and she remembers, Chad and Tyrone, it's not something that will last. And there's a lot of talk about family court and all this stuff, which is an absolute travesty and all this stuff. So we're not even going to get into that. But any kind of breaking up of a family where the children have they can't see the dad, and the mom is gonna have all this child support and all this stuff. That's just a train wreck, a train disaster. I mean, the children are going to grow up without the father, and just a broken home that is just not, it's not right. It certainly is not right. So what is we should fight for a traditional family, and people are so dead set against the traditional family structure in today's Western society that I mean, it's the collapse of the entire civilization is about to start. its tragic downfall towards the complete collapse. I mean, this is certainly not happening. If it does, it's very very rare, but it's very very important for that man that has found a chaste virgin, right? A chaste virgin. That means a woman that has not been with any other man, not even kissed another man. That is certainly important, right? But see what Dr. Dow does. She starts them, 16, 17, 18 years old on these birth control pills, which is what is wrong with the 16-year-old girl? Let's say, for example, 16, because I'm not I'm not, because I know this because I've seen it. I've been to high school, I know what it is. These 16, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old girls will have the birth control pills. So what is wrong with her? Why does she need a pill? And at that time, I just accepted it because it was, the year what, in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and I was like, well, she's on the pill or whatever. At that time, I didn't expect that I was going to, and don't get me wrong. I mean, these women are very experienced, and they are engaging in this kind of thing that you're only supposed to do when you're married. All right, they're very experienced. These young girls doing that kind of stuff. And why? Because they're free to do it because they have a birth control. All right, so this kind of thing is serious. This is a serious wrong. This is a serious and at the time, let's say, for example, 16, 17, 18, 19, how many guys has she been with by the time she's 19 years old? And a suitable husband, which is 25, is trying to find a wife who's 19 years old, has already been with 6 or 7 or 8 or more men, other boys at the time. She's already been with them, in the way that she should not have been, right? That's only for the husband and the wife, right? And now what? She's going to break up with him, and then she's going to break up with him, and then they're going to, she's going to decide to have a baby, and then she's 28 years old, has a baby, and then breaks up, and then the baby's got a broken home and all this stuff. It happens again and again and again and again and again. It's well, I mean, she's Dr. Dow is not living in a broken home, but she doesn't just prescribe this type of freedom. She prescribes broken homes due to the lifestyle, and the lifestyle is not just immoral. It is actually damaging to these people's emotional and physiological health. You cannot do that kind of stuff and sleep around and expect that there will be anything good that comes out of it.